Article 370. You effectively endorsed the government's decision to repudiate Article 370. Then came the Ayodhya judgment, where you, on the 5-judge bench, was accused by critics again on social media and lawyers and jurists of putting faith above law. You yourself, in October of last year, said, I prayed that I would get the right judgment. You now, in a recent interview, have gone on to say that the original act of desecration was the erection of a mosque, effectively suggesting mosque was built over a Ram temple, something that your Ayodhya judgment doesn't say. There you leave it open. Now, after retirement, you're saying that the original act of desecration was the erection of a mosque. Now people are saying, Justice Chandrachud is showing his Hindutva colors, that what you didn't say in the judgment, you're saying now openly, and thereby giving a Hindu viewpoint. You yourself, sir, in the judgment said, the act of December 6, 1992 was a criminal act, and yet go on to give the title to the very group which was accused of committing the criminal act. So therefore, that's the problem. That's social media.
Before you answer, I want to add one question to that.
Can I just answer this question and then take the second question?
Same question.
Because but then you have to leave me a little time for the answer.
Okay. Because you just mentioned about secularism, so you have admitted that it was actually a title suit. It was a land dispute, Ayodhya case. So in a land dispute, you also went on public saying that you prayed before the verdict, means you, so that it helps you. So my question is, do you pray every time you settle a land dispute to your God, or in a secular country, by publicly publicly revealing that you prayed, did you not violate that basic structure of the Constitution?
Let's start with the first question, then the second.
All right, I'll answer the first question. I'll answer the first question first. First and foremost, you have put the entire context of the judgments that, well, we had decided Ayodhya, that we had decided Article 370. You know, Rajdeep, what's happening is this. In the age of social media, we are now so divided. And the perception of people in the social media is, unless you decide every single case along the ideological lines to which I means a person in the social media subscribes, if you decide every single case in favor of that ideology, then you are independent. Independence is also defined as only deciding cases against the government. So this is the definition of independence in the social media. The moment you decide a case against an ideology which is portrayed by a particular element in the social media, then you cease to be independent, you are pro-government. Now, please bear in mind that just as one or two cases were, as you said, you know, they ended in a decision in favor of the government. On the other hand, I can give you example after example. First, the striking down of electoral bonds as unconstitutional. That happened just about the same time against the government. We struck down the electoral bond scheme as lacking in transparency. Two, was Aligarh Muslim University entitled to minority status? We reversed a judgment of our court of the 1960s and came to the conclusion that the judgment was wrongly decided. In the battle between the National Capital Territory versus the government, 2 consecutive judgments of the Supreme Court Constitution benches holding against the government. Parliament thereafter enacted the law, the validity of which was under challenge. Speaking for myself, the dissent in the Bhima Koregaon case against the government. Aadhaar, I was the sole dissenter in the Aadhaar case. So I wanted to say this to you, and I'll go immediately to the latter part of
but
the
you haven't answered. Original act of desecration was the erection of the Babri Masjid. Why didn't you say that, sir, in your Ayodhya judgment?
1 second. Give me an opportunity to answer. It can't be that, you know, it'll be a monologue from your side without giving me an opportunity to answer. Unless like lawyers or the social media, you're carrying a brief which you want to espouse before your audience.
No, I want you to clarify. I want you to clarify the position because you're trending on Twitter because of it.
The point of the matter is that when you don't give an opportunity to someone who's being questioned to answer,
sir,
and that's exactly my grievance with the social media, that you must hear an opposing viewpoint, which you must
So explain that statement.
Right. Now, insofar as Ayodhya is concerned, what did I say? And what have we done in the judgment? This was a title dispute. What came to the Supreme Court was a first appeal against a claim on title. And we decided that on well-settled principles of adverse possession. Could the Muslim side assert that they were in adverse possession of the land and therefore they could perfect their title, which we held against them. At the same time, we allotted 5 acres of land to the Muslims, just as the land was given for the purpose of construction of the Ram temple. Now, answering the latter part of both your questions, which is crucial, and I'm happy that you've given me the opportunity to do that. The fact is undisputed that every single day that you enter a court, you're entering upon a zone of intense conflict. Now, speaking for myself, and I take that not something which is exceptional, but judges across the system. What is wrong about the fact that to bring a sense of peace, equanimity, and equilibrium in the work which you do as a judge, you pray every morning or you meditate every morning? Please allow me, and you may pray to a deity, you may pray to a broader spiritual force, irrespective of your religion. Please allow me that sense of equanimity so as to enable me to do justice with an even hand. I must also share with you that when I climbed the 3 or 4 steps of the Supreme Court to the Judges' Court and later the Chief Justice Court, I said the Navkar Mantra. I'm not a Jain by religion, but I would say the Navkar Mantra every single day. And what was the purpose of it all? So just, when I was Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court, I went to a very sacred dargah near Barabanki. Now, I'm a Hindu, I'm a devout Hindu, but my religion allows me to pray across religions. When I go to Goa, the first place that I always visit is the church in Old Goa. So this is the broad diversity of my own faith, a faith which accepts the fact that just as I believe, I must have faith in other people's right to believe and to respect their faiths. So I don't think there's anything wrong in doing what I did every single day of my life as a judge, namely spending my moments in quiet reflection and prayer in the morning, so that the work which I do as a judge, work which is in a zone of intense conflict, does not end in injustice to anybody. The Constitution allows me to do it. Our Constitution protects the right of every judge to be a believer. And if I said that, I don't think that that made any difference. That question which you asked me at the end on what I said in the course of an interview, I think what has been done is, like again, something in social media, that you lift out of context one part of the answer and then take another part of the answer. During the course of the same answer, I answered whoever the interviewer was the other day by telling him that the entire case has been decided not on the basis of faith, but on the basis of adverse possession. Read the judgment. And the problem is most people who attack us don't have the time, the patience, or the inclination to read 1,045-page judgment. Why was it 1,045 pages? Because the record was 30,000 pages in Ayodhya. People who don't read the judgment attack you because it's very easy to attack judges, right? I mean, you flog them on social media.
Do you want to tell us, did you write the judgment? Nobody knows who wrote the judgment. The general buzz is you wrote the judgment, true?
Rajdeep, I'm a disciplined soldier of the system. All of us took a decision that this was a dispute which had driven our society for hundreds of years, that we will speak with one voice to the nation. And that's the reason why we have not attributed authorship. Whether in office or in retirement, I maintain that I have to be disciplined as a judge.